Hello again. It's your happy gardener here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. It's getting close to 100 degrees now, so I thought I'd better show you my flowers while they're still alive because they're not going to be around too much longer, maybe another month or so. So I wanted to get the petunias again. Here they are, a full bed, planted in the fall, made it through the winter. They'll be good for another few weeks. But anyway, we're proud of those because we didn't think that they would bloom in the sun. But look at them, all down the whole flower bed. All colors. One white, but what the heck? Maybe two whites. Okay, come on over here. Here's my shamrocks I showed you last week. They're a little taller now, and I'm proud of them. But like I said, 110 to 115 degrees is not going to be good for these guys. So, if you ever see them again, you might see them inside my house. Polka dotted plants. I can see where the sun's been hitting them just a little bit here. So those are going to have to go inside pretty soon. And one thing I forgot to show you last week. Not very many people have these. They're native to Arizona. Come on. I'm going to go down here and see my barrel cactus. And my photographer is doing a great job. This is the granddaddy of all barrel cactuses. I think maybe every year it puts on a new row, but I'm not sure because it's so slow growing. I can't sit out here and watch paint dry. Showed you these last time. They hadn't opened up, my aloe vera blooms, but they're opened up as much as they're going to. So that's their flower. Now we're gonna go over here to the bougainvillea and see how it's doing. A couple weeks ago it was just nothing but sticks. So the sunny weather has brought forth leaves all over, and soon we'll be getting what's called flowers, but they're not really flowers, they're bracts, B-R-A-C-T-S, but everybody calls them bougainvillea flowers. Now, over here is my very seldom used barbecue grill. I've lived here 7 years, like I said last week. I've used it one time. We have a few of these in our yard. This one's healthier looking because we give it overflow of water when we turn the hose off and on. We just plop the hose in there so it's greener than the others. This is called a Ceres cactus. It's native to South America, particularly Belize. That's in Mexico. Maybe some other South American countries, I'm sure. So I've got a few of those. I'll take you around, show you those. But off topic, I've got luminaries left over from Christmas time. They're electric, they're hard plastic, they can be left up year round, which this year we have decided to do just that. So we've got them up on the wall too. And at Christmas time, we had them going down the driveway, which gave a nice southwestern touch to our Christmas decor. Now, our lot happens to be about 1/4 of an acre. There's not one blade of grass on this property. And there better not be. Because when we bought this house, one stipulation was no lawn. We don't even own a lawnmower. I'd like some more trees though. We only have one tree and I'll show you that in a little while. Okay, here's another ceres cactus. And by the way, all these cacti were in when we bought this house. So, coming down here to the corner of the yard, which I seldom frequent,
Get your peanuts.
I have a beautiful, what shall we call it? We call it the cactus garden. And I'll tell you what kind of cactus those are in a minute. We're fortunate to be filming these cactus now. They look like prickly pear, but they're really called beaver tail. And we'll get a close-up and you can see why they're called beaver tail. I think their blooms only last one day, but we enjoy them while we can. So if the photographer could get a really close shot, and you see that they look like beaver tails. And they grow and spread. We had a huge mound of them out in the front yard, and they spread so much that the owner of the house, AKA my husband, had a gardener come by and chop them all out. And then one day, I was at Home Depot, and I saw this cute little cactus that I thought I'd buy. You see what it is? As much as the owner of this house, my husband, hates beaver tail cactus, I bought a beaver tail cactus. And I didn't know it for a few months what it was. I didn't look at it closely. So we've got another one in the making, but it will never get out of hand like these have. Okay, here's another one of my little hobbies. This particular part of Phoenix, we don't have much wildlife. If you're watching this from the northwest, the east, the southern states, out of the United States, you probably have a heck of a lot more wildlife than we do. So I'm happy to see a few little birds. So I have gotten peanuts, which they like to eat, and I give them bread, broken up into chunks for the birds with smaller beaks. And one day I thought of cutting an apple in half that I knew I wasn't going to eat when there was a piece of cake lying around and I had to make a choice. And I cut the apple in half and put it out. And the next day I looked and it was picked clean, all except for the rind. So, where I feed the birds now is like a garbage disposal, or you could call it a compost, but it never seems to develop. So we'll go take a look over here. As you can see, my yard is all rock, and that's just the way that my husband likes it. Here's where I feed the birds, usually. Set the cactus down. So, I whistle, which isn't a very loud whistle, and alert the birds. The peanuts are on their way. So, every time we get ready to throw something away, some form of food, I'll tell my husband, wait, the birds. And we'll put out oranges, we'll put out, like I said, apples, bananas. You like those? A few days ago, I put out some bok choy cabbage. That's still around here, dried up somewhere. I don't think they like that very well. Here is a pine tree that grows in Phoenix, Arizona. Can take the heat and the cold. It's called an Aleppo pine. And maybe they came from Greece originally, I don't know. But that used to be my feeding spot right under there so the birds could have some shade. And then over to our neighbor's yard, those are Palo Verde trees. They are a native to the southwestern desert. They're getting ready to bloom, and when they do, they are profusely covered with beautiful yellow blooms. Sometimes so many that you can't even see the greenery of the tree. So I have another bird feeding station on the side of the house, and I'll show you why it's in a good position. At least it's shady over here. Okay, I'll get on the other side. Our kitchen table is right here on the other side of this window. Here is my hummingbird feeder. We make a mixture of sugar and water, and right now it's up to here. Sometimes larger birds get on it and spill a lot of the water or nectar. And this is a feeder for the larger birds. And I had to buy this larger base because the big birds had to sit sideways and lay down and peck just at the bottom to get any of the seed, which is mostly compacted sunflower seeds. Okay, here, this grows well in the heat. This is called an orange jubilee. Trying to get a branch with some flowers there. They put forth beautiful orange flowers. That's why they're, of course, called orange jubilees. Okay, sometimes they get out of control. I'm not sure if our neighbors like the flowers dropping down into their yard or not, but anyway, we enjoy them while they're in bloom. So we'll take another look at something else and be back with you in a few minutes.